having their birthday. So we have to go. Sorry, you cannot stay. You know Lake Nubian and the border between Egypt and Sudan. Khartoum is down here. And you are familiar, I suppose, with the geography of Sudan. So I start with some old pictures showing some landscape and some people from the 1960s. And the pictures are taken mostly in this area here, around Wadi Halfa, to the south of the second cataract. And all the pictures that you see are from a landscape that doesn't exist any longer because of the lake. So this is just the border between Egypt and the Sudan to the north of Wadi Halfa. And the river was dammed up to this point from the old dams at Aswan that were built in the beginning of the 1900s and also extended into in 1930s. But now, of course, all this has disappeared. So this is the river as it can look like from different weather. Speak calm weather or more windy weather. And in the background here, there is Wadi Halfa. Is anybody of you here having their roots in Wadi Halfa area? No? Well, this is Wadi Halfa that it looked like in the 1960s, before the water came. And the arbor also, a windy day, around 1962 in January. And the arbor where the boats came also from Aswan, from Shebab. I suppose many of you have gone on these boats, they are still running. And opposite Wadi Halfa, a place, a village called Gesila da Barossa, where I excavated a lot. The winter picture, with also a picture of a sakya, as you can see here, with the ox going around. These, of course, they don't exist any longer. This was probably one of the last ones. And the great thing, the second cataract, the largest cataract that completely also disappeared under the waters of Lake Nubian. This picture is taken in 1962 to the north, and we have the West Bank here with the sandstone cliffs. They are lying over the basement rock that is covering the whole of Africa, more or less. And the cataract was enormous in a very, very special place. And I jumped here from island to island, investigating, looking for old sites and so on, and found a lot of stuff. Here's another picture of the second cataract, also taken from the West Bank. And the cliff of Abu Sir is a rather famous big cliff. I think that the water is just going up to the top of it. The cliff was full of inscriptions of visitors, famous visitors from old times, and also we found down at the cliff, down at the river, very ancient inscriptions too. And a big rapid in the middle of the cataract. It had even a name, a Nubian name, of course. It was called Kabuka. And here's some of my men who helped me excavating. It was Thursday afternoon, so they were eager to come home. And here is to the south of the second cataract, in an area called Batn al-Hayat, which is also covered by water, with an enormous contrast between the west bank here, the sand dunes, and the east bank here. You see a man there with a donkey in this big landscape. And here's a village in Baden-Württemberg called Saras. This was just, this picture is taken in 65 about. And you see the marks on the houses here. Marks from the authorities that were arranging and organizing the movement of the Nubian population from this area. But this is, these are the sort of marvelous Nubian villages that I like so much. I lived in this house there, and the Umda of the village lived there, down there. And there's a mosque too, and so on. And on the island out here, there's an ancient fortress of the Egyptian kingdoms, but also many, many, many sites around that were excavated by us. A lot of discussion was going on before the movement of the population and how to do with the date paths, because there were so many people that were having their ownership in it, their parts, their shares in the date paths. Another picture of a family. Also a nice picture. A man working with a boat. An Umda of the big village of Argin, opposite Wadi Halfa. A man in a rowing boat. Girls looking at my excavations. And people also, these are some of my men playing and singing. What's Thursday afternoon, so they had a Friday off. They are playing on my flute there, so you can see. I gave this flute to him because he was playing it much better than I did. So, one part of the heritage of Nubian is really all the pictures. So, where have all the pictures gone? I asked that question at a big conference last winter in Aswan, the conference arranged by UNESCO. So UNESCO is now trying to collect pictures of the Nubia, of the landscapes, of the people, of the environments that are collected by different photographers, like me, for instance. I have promised them to take some and send it to their sort of archives at the Nubian Museum in Aswan. So the International Salvage Campaign, that was one of the big things, probably one of the biggest things that has ever been done in archaeology in the world. And of course, this campaign was about moving temples, Abu Simbel and Fide, and the many other Nubian temples in Lower Nubia. And they are all, that was a tremendous task, of course, to do. But that was basically sort of Egyptian civilization and their heritage that was saved. But we were also very concerned about saving the archaeological sites and investigating them, because there we knew from the beginning that this was the Nubian history hidden in all these sites, habitation sites, cemeteries, and many things. So the emphasis in the Sudanese part of Nubia was on archaeology simply. And there were, when I was in Wadi Halfa, there were 14 different expeditions working in that area. So that's quite a thing. But I was not working for any foreign. I was employed by UNESCO to work for Sudan Antiquities Service. So I did that. So my boss was the Director General of the Sudan Antiquities Service. And my office was in Wadi Halfa, the museum there. And he told me it was in the